and welcome to round 6 of the top 16 of the UK National Championships 2015. On our left-hand side, we are following our favourite fast advanced friend, Tim Fowler, playing NEH, and on our right-hand side, the best-dressed man at the tournament, Seamus from Scotland, playing his now infamous kit deck. And for those of you that have missed his article over on Netrunners.co.uk, I would exhort you, ladies and gentlemen, to go and look at it with all possible haste. He did very well over in Scotland. I think he won a store championship over in Edinburgh with it, and like I say, it caught a lot of people by surprise, needless to say. Excuse me while I adjust the camera yet again. Obviously a lot of shaking and moving to and fro as people spectate the game, and so I had to keep adjusting it, unfortunately. But as we say, we go straight in here to, and again, this is still the losers bracket that we're following at the top 16 here. Seamus having just knocked out the reigning national champion, Mr. David Hoyland, again I believe also with his kit deck, managed to win like I think 3 side games in a row, and take glorious victory. Again, like I say, catching a lot of people out this kit deck. Tim's going to install, drawing up into what looks like a Merlin. He's going to install over R&D and play a hedge fund, and Kit putting that early doors pressure. And again, like I say, if you haven't seen the article, you should, but for those of you that have, will know that this is a stealth variant of Kit, heavily reliant on to put early pressure onto any sort of central or remote servers. And Kit's ability, certainly, you would imagine, having a good opening game here against NEH, because again, he can be quite fast. He's going to run and see a pad campaign, which he won't trash. He'll trash a Deus Ex from hand. Tim will res the pad campaign and draw. Looks like seeing I think possibly a NAPD there. He's going to draw again, obviously with the NAH ability, seeing a Jackson Howard. Looks like he's just going to draw, and he's going to install, I think, what was that, pop-up window there on R and D. Not ideal, but not awful. And we'll see now if Seamus can apply that early pressure, find that refractor or an SMC or something of the ilk. Looks like he's going to dirty laundry into archives, taking all the monies. And has he got that early door? So he's got an Astrolabe, which would be absolutely ideal here against NEH, and he's certainly happy to see that. We're going to res a daily business show, which means that Tim will draw 2 cards, choosing one to pick and putting the one to the bottom of R&D, which he does. And so again, that Astrolabe, you've got to imagine, will do good work. Looks like he's going to install the breaking news, which, as Seamus points out, will draw him a card with Astrolabe because he has to install another server. Looks like he sees the Corroder there in hand. They've got a Lancelot there in hand as well, so at least a few pieces of Grail Ice. Looks like Tim has to ditch a card. Looks like he's ditching a shipment from Sansan, which again is another sort of anti-clot tool that we may be able to see used as we continue to watch this game. Who knows? He's just going to install that Corroder. And looks like he's going to run, seeing a pop-up window, which he'll pay 1 for the privilege of doing. And again, you've got to be careful here against Grail. I mean, you may not know that it is Grail at this stage. He will pull the Beal there out of hand, and you can't really complain about that. But you do have to be careful against Grail. If you hit that early doors Grail piece of ice and get a Lancelot to the face, it can be a little bit difficult to recover, even effectively with Shape of Recursion. He's going to trash that daily business show, and I think that's always the right call. Daily business show just providing way too much control for the court player to be able to keep agendas to the bottom of the deck. It looks like he's seen another Jackson Howard there after installing a Jackson Howard, which he will draw up with, seeing a sweep sweep and trying to get his economy back on track, which is exactly what he does there. And looks like he's going to have to discard some cards now. Getting rid of Jackson number 2. He's got the cloak in hand there, sorry, dagger rather I should say. It looks like he's seen a Katie Jones, so he's got some sustainable economy. Seamus very fond of his Katie Jones in kit, and again, as I say, it goes through a little bit about that deck choice over in his article. And it looks like he's having to discard a couple here, or getting ready to discard at the very least. And again, he's not seen much in the way of tutoring. He's not able to put that early doors pressure. Looks like he's going to run archives, and he's not going to see any agendas. Probably just looking to pressure and try and take the Jackson off the board. But there's nothing to be done there. Looks like he's going to play a clone ship out for 1. No Kate discount for him. And he's going to ditch the dagger, which is a surprise. But I guess, again, there's not really a huge... You don't often see a huge amount of sentries in NEH, but does he know this is Grail NEH? That is the question. And suddenly that Lancelot that he has there could become quite potent, to say the least. Looks like he's going to install, obviously both of them drawing up another card because of Astrolabe and their ability, and it looks like he is going to install I'm not sure how he did that then. Scored the Astra script. Oh, sorry, he had Bartic Labour. Sorry, I missed the Bartic. So no way of pulling out the clot. So he scores the Astro with impunity, taking him to 3 points. And it's now 3 points to 2. And that really has put the pressure here on Seamus. He hasn't seen any of his co-gate breakers yet. Hasn't seen those refractors that he needs to be able to effectively run. And again, you would think that his matchup is absolutely ideal. Plays a Utopia Shard there. His matchup should be absolutely ideal, really. Kid against Grail is I think, quite a good matchup for him. Does he have the time here to be able to put the pressure he needs? Tim draws up into an NEPD. Looks like he's probably going to just keep drawing up here with Jackson and look for another agenda that he could potentially use. Sees the Cyberdecks. He's going to hedge fund, gaining lots of money, and looks like he's going to probably ditch. Oh, he's going to ice up R&D, which makes sense. Try and stop him from gaining access off the top. Like I say, already taken out the Daily Business Show, which is definitely the right call. Sees a Ghost Runner. He's just not seeing his co-gate breakers here, I don't think, or any tutoring of any kind. Getting a little bit unfortunate with his draws here. And he's going to have to start thinking about how he's going to put pressure here. Sees an NEPD, which I think he's going to just leave there. Because he didn't have enough money to take it anyway, so that's fine. Ditching 2 professional contacts and seeing those at exactly the wrong point in the game. And again, with the amount of drawing he's been doing, he probably could have gained a lot of mileage off of those. He's going to install, drawing up into another NAPD. Looks like he's just going to fast advance there, score the Beal, taking him to 5 points. And now there's all kinds of problems, and you have to imagine this could possibly be the end of the line here for Seamus. He's got the winning agenda in hand there, which is an NEPD, which he's keeping. There is one in archive still, but with a Jackson Howard on the board, it's not likely to stay there. And 5 points to 2 already. Another clone chip, not what Seamus needs. He's not seen any kind of tutoring. He's got a clot there in hand, and you've got to imagine here probably he would look to try and install that as quickly as he possibly could, and just keep it on the board. And make him trash it, make him go for it. You've got 2 clone chips on the board. You can keep recurring it, keep stopping him from being able to fast advance out. We know he's got a Cyberdex Trials in HQ, so he could look at perhaps installing that as an upgrade in R&D, and just trying to bin it. But with, again, 2 potential recursions and the actual install itself, it's going to take a lot of fast advance. And now, so he is going to ditch the clot rather than installing it. So it now is available to use via clone chip. And he's not going to install it. I think I probably would have installed it and just, again, got that 1 extra use out of it, but he is quite tight on economy here. He's going to install, so they will both draw a card up as a result. Anything NEH can do, Astrolabe can do just as well. Not quite catchy. I mean, you've got to imagine there that install there is in fact the Cyberdex Trials, or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called now. You know the one I'm talking about, the upgrade. It's not Cyberdex Trials, is it? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so he's installed it at the root of R&D, which is obviously his safest place as it currently stands, which makes good sense. And getting ready to try and fast advance his way to glory and victory here. He only needs 2 more points, and Seamus needing another 5. Still nothing in the way of the co-gate breaker. And he's drawing up furiously, not even getting the mileage out of a professional contacts to be able to boost his economy up here. And it's just everything seems to have come, unfortunately, in the wrong order for him. Sees a lockpick, which obviously will be useful. He's going to dirty laundry into that remote, see what it is. He'll see another Jackson Howard. He's got to opt here whether to trash it or not. And I would imagine he probably would look to, just to try and stop him from drawing up into the win here. I think he's going to leave it. Oh no, he's going to trash it. I'm about to say, I would have thought that probably would have been a mistake there. You can't, I mean, Tim's just going to keep drawing until he sees that last agenda that he needs, and ditch the rest, and he's going to have a 1 in 5 chance of hitting it out of HQ anyway. And obviously we saw him shuffle in back in the Biotic Labour that he had in archives as well, so we know that's going to come back round eventually. Looks like he's going to take a credit past the turn, seeing another piece of ice. Tim not seeing the agendas he needs. He's going to install though, drawing a card. He's going to install a piece of ice, and he's going to pass the turn over, and that could very well be the NAPD there. Oh, he's going to advance it, so yeah, that is in fact the NAPD, and now Seamus has to go in and steal that. It would be interesting to see if he has the ability to do so. He knows he's got to go in and take it. That is the win right there, and it's going to cost him 4 credits for the privilege, so he's got to have enough to be able to go through. Still has the Utopia Shard on the board as an option to try and disrupt Tim's hand at the very least, and make him discard 2, but at the same point, that is a hugely pressurised situation that Seamus now finds himself in. He's going to draw first click, and I'm not sure if he's seen what he needs there. He's certainly been drawing enough, but hasn't got what he needs. He's going to have to draw again, second click, and this could very well be the game here. Still, I don't think... Is that it? Is that it? Oh, it's an SMC. Right, okay. He sees it third click. He runs fourth click. Sees the Merlin. So at long last, at least he does have now the ability to go in. He shows him another Merlin and a Galahad. Looks like he is going to Deus Ex out through the Merlin, which makes good sense. He'll see the NAPD, which he'll score, having very little choice. And Deus Ex, again, a really flexible card. A lot of people forget that it can get through AP Ice. And not for that, again, it only cost him 3 credits there with the clone ship to be able to go. He still has the option here of being able to bring out the Clot, and he's got the SMC on the board. So I mean, it's a good exchange. Obviously, he couldn't really bring out the Refractor because he's got no support for it at this stage. Just needs to install 1 lockpick, and suddenly all is well and shiny with the world again. And we know he's got 1 in hand, but he has ditched, I believe, at least 1 Ghost Runner there. Looks like he is now going to crack his Utopia Shard and ditch 2 cards, and let's see what he ditches. 2 cards there go in the bin, and I'm not sure what they were. But that Deus Ex there certainly saving his skin, saving the game. And again, a possible miscalculation there from Tim, in that he probably didn't see it there in Archives. It's easy to miss, or the heap, the stack, whatever it is. And he's going to sweep, getting lots more money. And Tim is able here to kind of just sit back and wait. R&D has been locked up tight all game, but the longer the game goes and the more complete Seamus's rig becomes, again you'd have to wonder what the question, how he's going to be able to deal with it. He's going to run Archives, keep him honest. He's not going to see what he needs. Looks like he's going to play another Daily Casts. Pass turn over to Tim, takes a mandatory draw, sees the Astra script off the top of R&D, and is now undoubtedly looking to try and fast advance his way to glory. Sees the wraparound, which isn't going to do anything with the Corroder on the board anyway. And is he going to think about here maybe trying to set up a scoring server? Try and get his scoring remote up so he can just put down an LAPD, put down... He's only got 2 credits, he's got 2 more coming on with Daily Casts. Does he actually have a scoring window here that he can use to try and get that NAPD out on the board? It's a difficult one. Seamus is going to have to check every remote now at this stage, you would certainly imagine. And he's going to check the face down one. That'll be interesting to see in and of itself. He still has the Clot as an option. He's going to draw first click. He is going to check the remote, and he'd be right too. Sees the Daily Business Show, which I don't think he really can afford to trash, unfortunately, at this stage, which he can, but I don't think he's got the tempo to be able to do it. Definitely has the Refractor in hand now, which he will install greedily, taking a credit and passing the turn over. Tim will res the Daily Business Show, drawing himself 2 cards and putting 1 to the bottom of R&D. Tim probably looking here now for something like a Biotic Labour, just to be able to, again, kind of go through and deal with that. Looks like he's going to install, he's going to take money, and he's going to pass the turn back over. So it'll be interesting to see what that is, whether that's a San or not. And Tim having the option here now to potentially res the San, install, advance, make him crap the Clot, and then trash the Clot with the Cyberdex that he has on R&D, and then continue to advance and score out. He's only got the 1 clone chip on the board now, and I'm not sure if he's going to have the opportunity here to lock him down. If that is indeed a San, he's going to install a lockpick, which means he at the very least can get through the Merlin now for a fairly cheap price. Obviously, still seeing 2 more Grail pieces of ice. So he gets up to strength and pays 3 to break. Yep. He will see. I don't know what it was. I've got to assume it was a San. Again, I've just got to imagine that it probably was anyway. And he's going to install. He's going to say, wait a minute, hold fire. Again, that's got to be the agenda there. He knows that's a San. And he's going to have to crack Clot here. He hasn't got a choice. He has to crack Clot. and he will do so. It's going to cost him 2 credits for the privilege of doing so. He's going to play the Cyberdex out, and he's going to score the agenda. They know that's it. They know that's over. And it's unfortunate, but that is unfortunately the end of Seamus' journey. Not that he's complaining. They've both done obviously very, very well. Tim progresses through with his sneaky, cheeky, fast advance deck, and Seamus' kit did again exceptionally well throughout the tournament. Wasn't quite enough to fend off the fast advance. I mean, and again, needless to say that he got a very unfortunate with his draws there. Certainly was drawing up furiously, looking for his Kogate breakers or tutoring of some description. Just wasn't able to see it. Wasn't able to keep Tim out. And Tim again just getting up to too many agendas too fast there to be able to be stopped. So that was round 6 of the UK Nationals 2015, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you will join us for round 7 and over at Netrunners.co.uk, where we have articles, forums and more. We'll see you there.